Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's Tropical Atlantic Basin update. So, Tropical Storm Philippe has taken a turn towards the Lesser Antilles and Puerto Rico, and as of 5 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, Wednesday, September the 27th, Tropical Storm Philippe has maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour. It has slightly intensified since yesterday, with a minimum central pressure of 998 millibars and west-northwesterly movement at 5 miles per hour. We also have Invest 91L just behind Philippe, with a 90% chance of tropical cyclone formation over the next 48 hours and a 90% chance of tropical cyclone formation over the next 7 days. Showers and thunderstorms have not become any better organized in association with an area of low pressure located roughly halfway between the Cabo Verde Islands and Lesser Antilles. Environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for development, and a tropical depression or storm is expected to form within the next day or so, while the system moves west-northwestward across the west-central tropical Atlantic. Additional information on the system, including gale warnings, can be found in the high seas forecast issued by the National Weather Service. So looking at the latest cone for Tropical Storm Philippe, Tropical Storm Philippe is expected to approach areas like Anguilla and Antigua Barbuda and St. Kitts and Nevis as a tropical storm by early Saturday morning, and then weaken to a depression as Philippe moves towards the U.S. and British Virgin Islands on Sunday. And now Philippe is expected to make a landfall in Puerto Rico Monday afternoon as a tropical depression. So looking at the latest Zoom Earth satellite imagery in Cone 4, Tropical Storm Philippe, Tropical Storm Philippe has remained relatively weak due to strong southwesterly wind shear. And looking at the latest interactive forecast, by Thursday 1 a.m. Central American Time, we're looking at a 50 mile per hour tropical storm moving to the west-northwest. By Thursday 1 p.m. Central Time, 45 mile per hour tropical storm moving to the west-northwest. Friday 1 a.m. Central Time, 45 mile per hour tropical storm curving to the west. By Friday 1 p.m. Central Time, 45 mile per hour tropical storm curving to the west-southwest. Saturday 1 a.m. Central Time, a 40 mile per hour tropical storm continued to move to the west-southwest. And then by Saturday 1 p.m. Central Time, we see Philippe as a 40 mile per hour tropical storm, thankfully weak, and approaching areas like Anguilla and St. Bartholomew and just north of Antigua and Barbuda. Going into Sunday 1 p.m. Central Time, a 35 mile per hour remnant low approaching the British Virgin Islands and U.S. Virgin Islands. And then by Monday 1 p.m. Central Time, a 35 mile per hour remnant low centered over central Puerto Rico. So if you live in Anguilla, St. Bartholomew, Antigua Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, the U.S. British Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, make sure you're making preparations for a tropical storm. But the main concern I have with Tropical Storm Philippe is not going to be the wind or storm surge, it's actually going to be the rain. So Philippe is expected to bring, this is a GFS model, this is going to be the most conservative model, bring about 1 to 2 inches of rain from Dominica through Martinique, through Guadeloupe, and across areas like Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, the Virgin Islands, and then across Puerto Rico. The GFS model is bringing about 1 to 3 inches of rain across Puerto Rico, and then down the line, the Dominican Republic, about 2 to 4 inches. So we could be seeing some flooding issues from Tropical Storm Philippe across these Caribbean islands. And looking at the European model is a lot more aggressive on the rainfall accumulations, bringing about 2 to 4 inches across the Northern Lessar Antilles and Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico about 3 to 5 inches, and then areas of the Dominican Republic and Haiti about 2 to 4 inches, with some isolated areas getting up to 6 inches of rain, according to the European model. So we could be seeing flooding issues across the northern Caribbean islands if the European model verifies. And the Canadian model is even more aggressive, bringing widespread areas of 2 to 4 inches in areas like Dominica, Guadeloupe, Martinique through Antigua Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla, the U.S. British Virgin Islands, and then Puerto Rico, anywhere between 4 to 6 inches, and the Dominican Republic, if the Canadian model verifies, could be seeing as much as 3 to 6 inches of rain with pockets up to 7 to 10 inches. So even though Felipe is going to remain weak as he moves through the northern Caribbean, he's going to be bringing incredible amounts of rainfall accumulations to these Caribbean islands. So make sure you're preparing for flooding if you live in the Northern Lesser Antilles, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and eventually Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Thanks for watching this evening's update on Tropical Storm Felipe. Please stay safe and have a wonderful evening, my friends.